jumping on to say, oh my goodness, the school year has gone so fast. It is almost the last days of school, and I'm so proud of all of you for everything that you've done to keep learning at home. I think I've said it a million times, but I'm going to keep saying it because I really am proud of you all. The stories that I shared with you this week, you didn't have to watch all of them. It was optional, but if you did watch them, they are really great resources to use anytime, not just during the school year, but even if you just want to listen to a story over the summer for when you need a moment of feeling more peaceful, or a moment where you need to find a little happiness or find a little compassion. That means caring about others, or even when you need to speak your mind and say something when you know something is not right and you want to say something about it. It's good to be brave. So that aside, we're going to be making some self-portraits this week because I miss all your faces and I want to see your own drawings of your faces. So I put myself up to the test and I drew a self-portrait. I think it turned out okay. That is not my expectation for your self-portraits though. What we're going to do is some cartoon versions of self-portraits so they're a little bit easier to draw, and I'm going to take you through and show you some different ways to make the parts of your face. So hair, ears, a mouth, a nose, some eyes, and then you're going to pick your favorites, and then you can pause the video wherever you need to draw your own self-portrait, and make sure you send me your artwork on Google Classroom or on Class Dojo or email or however you want to send it, whatever works best for you. So I hope to see your artwork, and let's get started on our self-portrait art. So let's start with showing you some different ways to make your self-portrait's eyes. I'm going to show you a few different ways, but if you have a way that's your favorite way to draw eyes and it's different from these, that's okay. You can pick what works best for you. So I'm going to start with one set of eyes, and we're just going to do two oval shapes. If you hear any meowing in the background, that is Eloise. She has lots of energy tonight. I'm not sure why. So I'm going to do two circles for eyes, and then I'm going to draw another circle on the inside, and then I'm going to draw an even smaller circle, and I'm going to color in the middle circle. And then sometimes I like to add eyelashes to my eyes. You don't have to. And then I'm going to add some eyebrows that look surprised. So they're going to be up really high and they're going to be round like this. Now I'm going to draw some eyes that are looking off to the side. So I'm going to draw a rainbow shape, and then I'm going to close it off with a line across the bottom. And I'm going to do the same thing for my other eye. And then I'm going to draw a curved shape here so that it looks like it's looking sideways, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, and then just like I did before with that little circle that we don't color in, that just makes it look like your eyes are shiny, like the light is reflecting off of them. Okay, and then I'm gonna add two little lines in here, and then I'm gonna give it some eyebrows. And then I'm going to add, just because I'm a girl, if you're a girl you want to have some makeup or some eye makeup on your eyes, you can do a little line that goes out to the side like this. Like maybe she has some eyeliner on or something. But if you do not want eye makeup, you don't have to do that step. Now I'm going to draw some angry eyes. So to do my angry eyes, I'm going to draw a slanted line down and a slanted line down this way. So they're going to point in towards each other. Now I'm going to finish by making the letter U to make it look like I have some angry eyes. My angry eyes, I'm going to draw almost like a storm cloud, like a scribble shape for those eyes, instead of doing the circle that we color in. So I'm going to do the same thing over here, like a scribble. And then I'm going to finish it up with some angry eyebrows, which are just two diagonal lines without the letter U underneath. And the last eyes I'm going to make are almond shape eyes. So I'm going to do a frowny face, and then I'm going to attach a smile to it. So a frown and a smile, or like a seed or a football shape. And then I'm going to add, I think maybe we'll look this way. And then if you want to add some details like eyelashes on the bottom, or maybe you want to draw a tiny line over the top like eyelids, if you can see where your eyelids end. And then I'm going to give some eyebrows to this one too. And those are just a few ways to make eyes. Like I said, you can choose your favorite. Now let's do a few noses. So one way to make a nose is by starting up here. You're going to curve down and around, almost like you're doing an upside down question mark. So you could leave it like that, or if you want to make it a little silly and add a nostril on the side, you can just do a little loop that doesn't close all the way on the side. Another really easy way to make a nose is to do a sideways letter V, like this. If you want just the bottom part of your nose to show it from the front, you could do a smile shape with two little curved lines on the side. So there's the tip of the nose and those are the sides, your nostrils. You could also do a curved nose by curving a line down like this and then just bringing it back up a little bit. And then if your nose turns up a little bit at the end, you could do a nose by doing a frown shape with two little dots for nostrils. If you want your picture to look silly, you can always make the nose squiggly or silly. It's up to you. Now let's do some mouths. So if you want to smile, we know that's pretty simple, a smiley face. If you want the tongue to stick out, you do a little U shape. You can add a line to show the middle of your tongue, and if it's blowing a raspberry, you can draw some water shapes. And I'm gonna add a little line here so that we know they're being silly. If you wanna draw a frowny face, it can frown, and I'm gonna draw some extra lines because you use more muscles to frown than you do to smile, so it actually works your face muscles less if you are smiling. And maybe I'll do some lips. So to do lips, you're going to do a line that curves up like this, and then you're gonna do the same thing, so it's gonna go up and then back down. That's the top of our lips. Now I'm gonna do the bottom of the mouth by just drawing a curved shape, and then I need to draw where my mouth closes, so I'm gonna do a line right across the middle. Now I'm gonna draw a smiling face with some teeth. So I'm going to draw a line like this. Then I'm going to draw a line down, but see how I leave a little space over here? Now I'm going to close my smile by curving it back up. I'm gonna draw a little line here. And now I'm going to draw some straight lines for teeth. And if you want to show 2 rows of teeth, see if you can squeeze another line right down the middle. We have a cheesy smiling face. Maybe you're yawning or yelling, so I'm going to draw a circle for the mouth that's open. I'm going to draw a tongue inside the mouth, so I'm going to draw 2 bumps that kind of overlap for a tongue, and then you can color in. I'm going to do like a quick scribble color since this is a cartoon. And maybe I'm yelling something. When we make ears, it's going to be the same basic shape, but to give your ears some character, we can add extra lines on the inside. So one way to draw some ears, here, I'll draw a head for reference, is we can do lines that are up, out like this, and then we're gonna do the same thing on the bottom. And then I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. Remember, these are cartoons, so they're not going to look exactly like you, and that's okay. They're allowed to be a little silly. You can also skip the ears. If you have long hair that covers your ears, maybe you don't even wanna draw them. Another way is just a curved shape like this. I'm making them a little bit bigger so that you can see how they look on the sides of the head. And I'm gonna do the number 3 inside, and then a backwards number 3 to show those parts inside of your ear. Another way you could do it, if here's my head, you could do an ear that just has one other tiny curve shape inside like that. And I'll do the same thing on the other side. And then maybe your ears are a little bit bigger at the top and not so big at the bottom. So maybe I'll curve my ear out like this and then just draw the little bottom part. So a curve and then a little curve at the bottom. and then I'll just add a little line for definition. Like I said, you don't need to do ears, but if your picture does not feel complete without ears, here are some ways to draw cartoon ears. I'm going to start by showing some options for short hair, and after that I'll do longer hair if you are someone that has nice long hair. So one thing that you can do if you are not so great at drawing hair is you can give your self-portrait a hat. So you can draw a line that goes across the forehead. So here's my face. And then you can make it pointy, or you can just make it a beanie, or you can draw a little piece on the side if it's going to be a baseball cap. I'm gonna make this like a winter hat, so I'm gonna make it look like somebody knit it. I'm gonna do some lines up, and then I'm gonna do some lines to the side. It doesn't have to be perfect. And now I have a hat. I could also do some spiky hair, so I'm gonna start by just making some zigzag shapes that go up. There's really no rhyme or reason. I'm just gonna make some shapes that go up and around, and then I'm going to make it so that we have some hair that hangs down on the forehead. So my spikes are gonna go in the other direction so that maybe some hair hangs in this person's face. And here's the head. And then I'm going to do, if you have short curly hair, it's kind of hard to show curls when you're coloring, but one way you can do it pretty quickly is just by showing where those curls would be. You kind of want to make like a curved shape like this. And you can make them all the same size or shape. You can make them different shapes. And then I'm going to do the same thing across the bottom to show the hair that goes by the face. And then I'm going to do some hair that's a little bit longer next. So I'm going to draw hair that hangs down like this and like this. So kind of like that rainbow shape again. But then across the bottom, I'm gonna add some zigzag shapes for hair that hangs down in the face. And then I'm gonna maybe draw a couple hairs sticking up because this is quarantine and we're all at home, and maybe your hair's getting a little long and maybe we don't always brush it if you're like Miss Schafer, and that's okay. So these are just a few ways if you have short hair. I'm going to do some long hair ideas next. All right, my friends with long hair, you have about 1 million options because you can wear it down, you can wear it up, you can braid it, you can pull it into a bun, you can do ponytails, you can curl it, you can have it straight. I'm just going to show you a few basic ways that you can draw long hair, but if you really want a hairstyle that I have not drawn that you need to show off in your self-portrait, please do it. I would love to see it, okay? So I'm going to start with, if you just have wavy or curly hair, I'm going to start at the top of the head, and I'm just going to draw some wavy lines that go down, and I think I'm going to just have this person have short hair. So I'm going to do some wavy lines on the other side like this, and then the hair that's next to your face is also going to be wavy. So I'm going to come down a little bit, and I'm going to draw some wavy lines again, and some more wavy lines next to the face for some wavy hair, okay? If you have straight hair, you are going to just draw. If you have short hair, you're gonna stop the line sooner. If you have long hair, you're gonna keep that line going as long as your hair is. And then if you have bangs, I'm gonna draw some zigzag lines across, and then wherever my face is, you can either stop that hair a little bit shorter, or you can keep that hair going a little longer. Eloise says this looks awesome so far. Thank you, Eloise. If you wear your hair up, I'll draw my face first. You can give yourself a part, just so that you know you have some hair attached to your head. If you wear your hair in a bun, it's basically just a ball attached to your head. If you wear your hair in a ponytail, I'm going to do the same thing where I part it, and I'm going to curve up, and it's going to go down in the back. And if you have a curly or a wavy ponytail, instead of a straight line, I would draw a squiggly line that goes up, and then I finish it, okay? If you have dreadlocks, Okay, if you have dreads, I'm gonna start by drawing a line that goes down, and you can stop however long your dreads are. But now I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna draw a line right next to it that goes right back to the top. And I'm gonna continue that for as long as I want, until I feel like I have enough. And I'm gonna draw my face right here just so that I know where to draw along the back too. And I'm just gonna draw little lines, but make sure that they are finished. And I'm gonna draw some more out here, and I'll do a couple more on this side. Okay. You can do as many as you want. They can be as long as you want. They can be as short as you want. It's totally up to you, okay? If you have braids, it's gonna be similar to this depending on how long you want it. So I'm gonna do a similar shape, except I'm gonna make mine a little bit longer. And I'm gonna come all the way down. I'm gonna do the same thing on this side because I want these to be nice and long. My face. I'm gonna do a little bit more just to show that they keep going behind our back. Okay, now to show the difference between these two, to show that they are braids, I think a pretty simple tip is to just show the lines that you would see if you had braids in your hair. So I'm gonna start just doing zigzag lines going down all of those little braids that I just made the outline for. And I'm gonna keep zigzagging. And I don't wanna forget any braids. I'm gonna give them all the love. And I'm gonna do this for the whole head. So if you make a lot of braids, just be prepared to finish them all. All right, that's just a few ways to do hair. Like I said, oh, I forgot to give this guy a face. Like I said, if there is another way that you need to draw the hair that I did not show, you can look it up, or you can do your best to draw it on your own. All right, guys, now that I've given you some of these tips, it's your turn to pause the video, go back to any parts that you need. Thank you, Eloise. And you are going to make your own self-portrait so that I can see your face.